Hello everybody. It's about 6 minutes after 6. I'm gonna try to treat you to a live game. Okay, I start as black. I'll play c5. This is Sicilian defense. My opponent seems to know what he's doing, or her. This is called the knight-off variation when I play a6. Bishop to e2 is often played next. Oh, interesting. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Just had dinner. That's an odd reply for white. You know, if he played knight to c6, that'd be interesting. I don't think I've seen that, actually. I'll probably simply just play queen to b6 if you were to do that, but he did not. So now I have two attackers on his pawn at e4. So I'll deflect the knight at d4 and then play my bishop to e7. Deflect once again. I don't mind that. Oh, I could have taken it. Maybe I should have taken it. I'll try to take it on the next turn, next move. Unless he captures my bishop at e7 with his knight. Okay, castles. I'll take the knight. Now, if you were to capture my bishop at e7, that'd be a mistake. I'd capture back with the knight. So, now I'm up 5 points because I've got two of his pieces, two knights. Two knights ahead. Okay, now I will castle. No, I won't. I'll take the pawn first. And now castle. Doing well on time. 3.5 minutes up. Alright, now I'll pressure the rook with my knight to b6. Okay, so pressuring the rook made him move it. That was a pretty good move on his part. And... Alright, queen to c7, intending to play knight to c4. I could also play rook to d8, the rook that's at f8, first. That might be more effective. That would prevent him from capturing my knight with his bishop, because it would expose his queen to an attack. Oh, very interesting. I think I'm going to interpose. Rook to knight to c6. Now, if you were to play pawn to b5, I could capture with my pawn at a6, but his bishop could capture back. That could be problematic, but we'll deal with that if it happens. That's what he does. Okay. Okay, good time to pressure his queen. Interesting little game here. I think this is a good opportunity to pressure his rook once again. We're getting close to being 4.5 minutes ahead on time. Now, I don't mind that, because I actually wouldn't mind also having my rook here. Okay, we're going to take his rook, give check, he'll capture with his queen, and then we'll pressure again. My next intended move is queen to b6, pressuring the rook. If he moves it out of the way, I have a discovered check if I move my rook. Could be pretty powerful. I might be able to win his queen. Okay, that's going to be the intended attack here. Notice I still defend the pawn at e5 with my knight. Way ahead on time, almost 7 minutes. Or 6 rather, 6 minutes. Now if we were to play rook to c3, that would be pretty wise. Because then if I give check with my rook to d1, he can interpose with the queen at e3. The rook would then defend it, so an exchange of queens could occur. I'd probably go down that route anyway. Being 5 points ahead and getting the queens off the board, this should be an easy win. He could also defend the rook with queen to a3, but then I'd again have a well, I wouldn't be able to have, I wouldn't have the discovered check. I could give check with my rook to d1. If you were to make that play, I could also interpose with my knight or queen or rook. An interposition with the knight would probably be ideal. Though also simply interposing with the rook would discover a pin against his rook against his king. Playing rook to d5 is a good idea. Actually no. That wouldn't help him. He's in a tricky position. I hope he doesn't let the clock run out. Oh, there we go. That's something I suggested. Now, how do I interpose? I'm going to use the rook. Now, he could play queen to c3. That'd be a wise idea. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to play bishop to a6 in preparation for playing my knight to d4 and then giving check with knight to e2. Ah, he gets his king out of the way. I'm going to go ahead as planned anyway. He would be foolish to play rook to c8 and give check because my bishop has that square covered. Okay, he decides to take the pawn. That's not a bad idea. I think I'll pressure his rook. I could also have tried taking his hanging pawn at c2, which is also an isolated pawn. An isolated pawn is a pawn that doesn't have any other pawns next to it that could provide defense. Next to it on adjacent files. Okay, I'm going to sacrifice my knight and give check. Then I'll give check with my queen. He'll have to exchange queens. This will still be a tricky endgame. He has one more pawn than I do, and it's on open file, the C file. In spite of being isolated, that can still be dangerous. Okay, I'll make short work of that pawn. He's intending to probably play his pawn to e5. I would be unable to capture it because my pawn at f7 is pinned by his rook. I'm going to go ahead and take his pawn at c2. Then I can play my bishop to c4, attacking that pawn at e6. Now if he plays rook takes f7, that's a pretty good idea. He does not. Wise, though. Very wise to do what he did. Ooh, actually, if he exchanges rooks, he could promote that pawn. I might be in a tricky situation here. Look at this turnaround he had. That's what he does. He might win. Wow, what a comeback. Whether I win or lose, I'm going to post this game. It's quite good. I think I played very well. I don't know how he came back as he did, but such is chess. I hope he's not using a chess engine. I cannot tolerate cheaters. So now I have an opportunity to attack his rook. Yeah, see. He messed that one up. He lost his rook. Still will be a difficult game for me. I'll have to promote one of my pawns. I cannot checkmate with just a bishop and a king. This one's a fighter. This may end in a draw, actually. If he plays e6, I'm not sure what to do. I don't think I'll take with the bishop. This seems to be my only power piece right now. Alright, good for me. I'll give check. And just push his pawn to promote. An interesting game, back and forth in the endgame. I'm quite impressed with his fortitude. I think he's going to let the clock run out. Oh, he resigned. Excellent. He wanted a rematch. Let's see if he's still around. Sometimes players don't wait that long for after the rematch request. Yeah, it looks like he doesn't. He's went on to another game. Oh well, that was fun. Have a good night.